cha pita tameva tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thou my mother, thou my father, thou art my friend and companion. Thou my wisdom, thou my everything. Thou art all in all, O Lord of Lords. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. So we are back to Narada's Way by Swami Prabhupada. We are reading that book. And last time we read verse number 56. And that 56 is dedicated to the idea that this bhakti which we are talking about, the supreme bhakti, already discussed that is the highest and that can manifest in the life of some people. And those who are surcharged with that spiritual devotion and bhakti, supreme bhakti. So what happens? Attaining that love, that divine love, they see that love, God as love everywhere. They listen whatever that is, only they listen God. And therefore they see God, they live God, they talk about God, and their entire life is, they think of God. There is nothing but God and God and God. And that is very high state. We have heard that because Sri Ramakrishna also supported that idea that God cannot be seen with this eye, this physical eye. It can be seen in a divine eye, Ramakrishna says. And the divine eye should be given by somebody. Arjuna was given by Lord Krishna. That's why Arjuna could see the divine form of God, the Krishna, the person in him, the cosmic form, he saw that. But one can attain to that bhakti only by spiritual practice. And as one goes on doing spiritual practice, then gradually they generate a purified eye. This eye becomes transformed into pure eye. Ramakrishna said that by practicing spiritual discipline, a body is created, new body is created, that is called made of love. And in that body, these eyes become love eye. His ears become love ear. His eyes, whatever he sees, that becomes only God, and he listens to his message only. So, in this body, they can enjoy the bliss of the absolute, of the Atman, the Suddha, pure Atman. That means it is to be understood in pure mind, pure body. And body is created, pure body will be created by sadhana. It's a very interesting thing Sri Ramakrishna said. And he continued that one cannot see God everywhere until he has tremendous love for him. He feels that God is not separate from me. It is like, if you look at the, Ramakrishna give the example, if you look at the wick and the lamp. You watch the lamp for the lighted lamp for some time in one spot, and then you will see, you turn eyes, you will see the light lamp everywhere. So it is similarly when you think of God all this time, they become like that. So that was very good to have the ideal. And then now we read the other day that there are bhakti can be for our, that is the highest bhakti. But for those who practice, there will be three types of bhakti according to the preponderance of the sattva quality, rajas quality, or tamas quality in the mind of the spiritual seeker, or of the three ways, the purpose of worshipping God, worshipping God for material cause, for what superficial questioning, or falling in difficulties, calling upon God. So they, according to that, this bhakti, the practicing bhakti, will be of three types. That we read the other time, verse number 56, where it says the preparatory devotion, which we are now for us, first to give the idea, what is the end result of devotion. And there you see God everywhere. Your eyes sees everything. Ears hear only God. Your whole senses feel the touch of the divine. So that is the highest. But what? How to go from here? So the preparatory devotion in the 56th verse is of three kinds, and they are according to the predominance in the minds of the aspirant. The predominant idea in the mind of the aspirant on page 128. 56 verse. What are this? One or the another of the three gunas. Someone is one, sattva quality, or raja quality, or tamas quality. Also, according to the reasons for which they devote themselves to God. Why they are going to God. Why they are calling upon God. According to that, their nature may be different. Devotion may be of three kinds. They are, whether because they are world weary, in the world they are very much troubled and tormented, or seeking for knowledge, searching for God, they will go to God, or desirous of the fulfillment of some material desires. So these are the three purposes. The bhakti may be, preparatory bhakti may be three kinds. So now, so we read the last paragraph. Now, we must remember that the Sattvik, Rajasic, and Tamasic devotion, talking about that, Swami Prabhupada explained that it does not matter how one begins to devote oneself to God. This is the glory of the bhakti. Yeah? You may be in the highest, purer level, you may be in pure level. Someone may be a seeker of money, frantically searching for money, but goes to God and prays to God, "Oh Lord, please help me. I am in poverty. Please remove my earthly needs and things." No? Someone can go, "Oh, this pain I cannot bear, this bodily aches and pains, this disease. Oh Lord, please take care." But they are going to God. Udara, all these, they are very great because they are going to God. They are not disbelieving God and only going to meet other person or other what you call the treatment only, depending that this person can cure me perfectly. Ultimately, God is to cure. So you are surrendering to God. So if that does not come, then it is not bhakti. So they are bhakta. So it does not matter how one begins to devote oneself to God. Even a little prayer, a little thought of God lead us gradually to the supreme attainment. This is the beauty, that you should not be a super duper, what do you call, yogi. Here may be ordinary. I may be very ordinary. But I can start there. Yes, for money I go. And then I fall in love with him. Every day, going to him, seeing him. We feel attracted to the beauty of the Lord. By his grace, our mind becomes pure. And we go from step by step to higher and higher level. So this is the beauty of Bhakti Yoga. In Vedanta and other areas, there are qualification. Here is also qualification. But I am not competent up to that far. What shall I do? Many people don't think of God. There is God, God is to be realized. That is not the goal. They come to temple, they go to holy people, they go to places of pilgrimage. Huh? And in Hinduism, there is called Dargah. Dargah means a place where Muslim fakirs are there. They sit and they give some medicines. So for medicine, I am suffering from headache. Okay, you go to doctor. But instead of going to doctor, you go to a place where some fakir is there. They will give you some spiritual, some tidbit or some essays or something like that, and you feel, I feel good. So your faith grows in God ultimately. So even person going for material object can transcend that gradually. So he says, it does not matter how one begins to devote oneself to God. Even a little prayer, a little thought of God leads us gradually to that supreme attainment. Sri Ramakrishna used to classify devotees into three divisions. Devotees of the highest class see the beloved everywhere. The highest devotee who is the highest devotee. Highest devotee is who in his vision everything appears as God, 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 God in different costume. He is the manifold universe is but many forms of God, the highest devotee. He sees everything. My beloved Krishna is in every form. Or God appearing in so many masks. That is the way highest devotees they see. That vision, that is called the highest. Even Vedantic idea is also that, to see God everywhere. Seeing God everywhere. Seeing God everywhere, it comes spontaneously to the highest type of devotee who have practiced long, the mind has become pure and developed love for God, and love eye has come, love ears, they hear whatever, and they don't see anything but God, hear nothing but God, speak nothing but God. They are saturated with God and God. They see God in Brahma, the creator of the universe, as well as in a blade of grass. Now the second class, middle class, devotees of the middle class see God within the sign of their own hearts, know Him to be the inner ruler, the witness. They think it is much. They cannot see God everywhere. At least they know, I am not alone. Here is my beloved Lord. So he feels the presence of God all the time here. And that develops in a gradual way, seeing God outside. If one sees God here first, then he can see God outside. You cannot see God outside and without seeing here. Therefore, our struggle should be to see, this is called sadhana, to see here as also see there. Simultaneous movement will go. The whole world is a play of the divine, play of the Lord. So this practice, this is the middle. So top class, seeing God everywhere, saturated in God, internally, externally, all. Second grade, they try to think constantly that no, God is in my heart. Oh Lord, you are the machinist. I am the machine. You are the charioteer. This is the chariot. Like that. So feeling that way, guided by that cosmic consciousness, or beloved Krishna. Krishna is in my guide. So Rama is my guide, or Ramakrishna is in my heart. So feeling palpable presence constantly. And the third one, the lowest, devotee of the lowest class, they say towards the sky, oh, God is up there only. After death, I will reach that God. God has no connection with me, is so far away. So three categories of devotees. Now, today we read the next verse, 57. So 57 verse we start today. 57 verse what is said? It says, Uttara Asmat, Uttara Asmat, Purva Sreyayo Bhavati, Uttarasmat, Uttarasmat, Purva. They have said three types of devotees are there, according to their guna and according to their the purpose of going to God. Those who are purpose of going to God, after falling in difficulty, jiggasu, questioning has come for God, and artha jiggasu, artharthi, who is for money, needs, physical needs, earthly needs, every gross physical. From them, who is higher? He says, according to them, it is of these classes of devotees, the first is considered the highest, after these come the less high. That means, in the other verse just we finished, that guna vedat, according to guna, it is better. Who is better? Who is sattvika is the best. Less rajasika, less tamasika. So as you go further, tamasa, much better if you rajasa, much better if you become sattva. And the other way also, you are running for money. Money is very physical, but still you are going to God, you are a devotee. But much better if you have a question. God, who is God? That question has come. So you are a little higher than that, mere running for money. Okay? So Uttara means next one is higher than the last one. Last one is the lowest. Because it is only they don't think of God for any other. When they are in difficulties or money, and that time he goes to temple. Lakshmi temple, Lay temple. Normal people, we are all human, but we go there. But that is also bhakti. It's a starting point. Nothing wrong in that. No rejection. And you can move towards God higher. And so next stage is higher, next is much higher. So that's why it says these three classes of devotees, the first is considered the highest. That means sattva is the highest. Who has the sattva quality, that is highest. Rajas is the next best. Tamas is the lowest. Similarly, here is Artha, who is calling upon God, oh Lord, I am nobody but you. Please, I have none in the world. Please help me. So he has got so much emotion. He's the highest. Jiggasu, God is there. What is God? How God does everything in the world? That questioning has come. Is the next best. And lowest is who is only running for worldly cravings of money or whatever, material things. So these three things are, as we move towards next, that is higher, higher, higher. So of these classes of devotees, the first is considered the highest. After this come the less high, the middle, and then comes the low. So we must once more state that they are all ultimately reach the transcendental supreme law. This is to be understood. Start wherever you are. Better to start from there where you are. I am in the ground floor, someone is in the maybe third floor. I should not be jealous and I should not be only talking and making big howling about third floor. Rather, you start from your ground floor. Okay, I need money. Let me go to God for asking. See, the King Akbar asking for money, wealth. He's calling on God. And the holy man went and saw that he is calling upon for money. Then he said, if to call on money for God, I will call directly. Why shall I come to you? So he is a sadhu, so he has his insight already. But still he thought, why to bother God? Let me go for money to this person. The king can give me. Why to bother? But king is a beggar already. So you start wherever you are. But it will take you step by step towards that. So this verse inspires everyone to be practicing the path of devotion, because whatever may be our weakness, whatever may be our capacity, but we should start there, and bhakti will gradually mature and take us higher and higher. So let me see here. By spiritual practice, a person with tamo characteristic can be developed into rajas, and then give up rajas, and then you just accept or take refuge in the sattvika quality. Therefore, tamas devotee goes to rajasic state, rajasic devotee will go to sattvika state, sattvika bhakta will go to the superlative state, the state beyond the three gunas. Tamas will practice, tamas lead to rajas, and rajas will lead to sattva, and sattva practitioner will go beyond the three gunas, triguna-atita. So that is called the supreme love, parabhakti. Supreme love is that, therefore, artha, that means who is seeking for better than artha, arthati, and arthati is better than jiggasu, etc. Bhagavan Gita, Artho, Gita says in 7th chapter that Artho jiggasu arthati jnani cha bharatarsava. Here he says that arthati, those who are seeking for money, better than them is jiggasu, arthat, that is highest state. So you need not have to analyze why the jiggasu person will be higher or lower.
Maybe arthati, it can be also artha, means who is seeking for the meaning.
Seeking for the meaning or just superficial questioning. That's why it is not highest. Jnana arthe, you can take the sadhan jnana, practicing jnana, and jnana is a state to be achieved. Here if you take jnana, because Gita is saying arthati, jnani, or artho.
No, but jiggasu, maybe it is just curious.
That's what I'm saying.
That is deeper, looking for the meaning.
Not only that, arthati means arthorti. That is arthorti means you are seeking what is the artha, what is the meaning of God, who is God. Oh, that sense, but we are reading bhakti. Arthati means he is searching for money, but he is running to God and saying artho, artho. Artho is the highest, according to these three. Jiggasu is the middle, and arthati is the third, lowest. জ্ঞানী কি বলছে আর্থ জিজ্ঞাসু অর্থাৎ three stage. Artho they are defining here as the highest, because artho means he's crying, oh God, in you know, the person is very artho. Artho means just he think that there is nobody I can go anywhere. You are my last refuge. That is the sense comes in artho spirit. That's why they are putting it. But if you explain many ways, you can explain the three verses. Now, so the 57 verse, nothing much to discuss. Now we are going to the verse number 58. There starts the 8th chapter, the forms of divine love. So the forms of divine love, uh, it will discuss about the obstacle, what is the obstacle, how easy it is to move in the spiritual path, and you proof, what proof, how will you know that you are moving in the spiritual devotional path, what sign will manifest in us. So this chapter can be decided like that it is the glory of bhakti. Page 131, we start the verse number 58, where 58, 59, and 60, these three verses, gives a great guidance to the truth, saying that this is easy. Bhakti, will say, is much easier path than the path of karma, the path of dhyana, four paths. Out of that, bhakti is easier, sulabh, and available. That means you go to any shopping place, you can get rice and dal. Common commodity. It is easy. But to find a little finer thing, you need to search for it. So in spiritual life also, bhakti is very spontaneous. So first verse will say that it is very easy to get. And you don't need any proof. Are you progressing in spiritual path or devotional path? You don't need to have any other proof, because you will feel that your mind is becoming peaceful, joyful, and ultimately you will be very satisfied that is reaching God, because you are feeling that joy, and God is joy, God is peace. So these are the three verses they have described here, 58, 59, and 60. So 59 verse starts with this beautiful word, Anyasmat Saulabhyam Bhaktau. Anyasmat, that means among many other spiritual practices, Anya means other. Among the other spiritual practices, and this sadhana, Bhaktau means the bhakti sadhana, in the practice of devotion, Saulabhyam, there is availability, easier. Anyone can be a student of bhakti. So how is that? Then we'll read them. So the path of devotion is called Annasmat Saulabhyam Bhakto. Bhakti is easy for, though it is difficult, bhakti is the highest, he has said. Though it is highest, but he says it is also easiest. Sometimes it does not happen. What is highest, you have to be difficult to get it. But it is highest at the same time easiest. That's why Sri Rama said in the Iron Age, bhakti, kolite bhakti jo. Of course, he said Jnanamisra bhakti. So in this age, Iron Age, because our mind is so much distracted with so many things in the world, to be perfect jnani, perfect meditator is difficult. Mind is not ready for that. But this bhakti mixed with this type of Narada bhakti, that bhakti what we are reading is sulabha, easy. He defined this Narada's bhakti as Jnanamisra bhakti. That means you know that you are loving God and you would know a little bit of the nature of God. So the path of devotion is the easiest way to attain God. That is the 58th verse. So what does it mean? In the previous verse, path of devotion is the easiest because everyone has love in his heart. In, look at the nature. Everyone, there is love is very potential, and love is in everyone's heart. Look at the birds uh, and insects and animals. Even what tremendous love you will find they are having for their mom as for their kids. Ducks, hens, how they are protective when the baby is born, no? Mom is going with the children. So that's a love. You go and approach in the park area, if you go sometimes, you will find that there are ducks with the children are all going around, no? Or the hen. And when you go and you are working, going close to them, they think that, oh my God, they are trying to hurt my baby. So they will run after you. Mother hen or duck will attack you. It's out of love. You can see how lovingly they are feeding the baby. The bird who's flying and collecting some food and herself putting in the mouth of the baby. This is all love. So love, and human being, love is. Even hatred is an expression of love. I hate you means I love you something. You are just creating trouble for me to get that connection with whom I love. Then anger goes on. So hatred, anger for something is an expression of love for something else. We love one thing. If anyone comes to disturb that, then I get angry. So this is, let's say, the indication that everyone love is born with love. So love is inherent in everyone. So the path of devotion is easy because you now use the tool.
But that is Maya and it binds. So you need the Daya to get free. So it is
Start from there. First you start from there. The same force. Same force. First Maya, then Daya. No? But you have that.
But if you didn't have anything, you start from neutral, then you go to positive better. If it's a negative.
No, your car has the power to drive you in the front. But your back gear is there, that's why the car running in the Maya. You change the gear and give it front gear, then it runs in the opposite direction. If the energy is not there, the car is dead, and you give the front gear. Will it go the front? Or it will go to the negative? The zero energy will not take you to anyone. You need only to give a direction. That's why Sri Ramakrishna's advice. That what to do? That you just give a turn towards your love. What is love, Maya? Loving your own people, loving your own friends and relatives is Maya. And loving everyone is called Daya. But how it will come? You have to give a turn towards that love, which was centered into me and mine, my child, my son, my friend, my family. Giving a turn, God's family, God's children, God's relatives, no? All related to God. So the path of devotion is easiest because everyone has love in his heart. It is something indefinable, but is felt and experienced in one's own heart. It is love, it is something indefinable. No one can define what is the love, but it is can be felt. Everyone feels. People say, "Oh, he hates me." How do you know he hates me? Because you know what is love, and in your idea of love, you think that he is not loving me. So love can be felt. Love can be. It is that's why something indefinable. You cannot define what is love, but you can feel and experience in one's heart. Parents love their children, children love their parents. There is a conjugal love and love among friends. So, whichever form love may take. Its very nature is divine. Love is pure by its own strength, but we make it polluted because it is my attachment comes there, and the reaction also happens with others. Comparison comes. My love, I love, or he loves me, or loves the other person more. I am not loved that way. So these are all my mental creation. But when it is love you consider, love is very pure. Love is essentially purest in the world, unselfish. That's why only selfishness comes, me, mine consideration comes. Sometimes we are wrong. We may think that I am not liked, or I like. So these are all misconception. Love is pure. To forget that type of analysis, that makes it pure. So parents love their children. That's also called the filial love. Children love their mom and dad. No, there is a conjugal love and love among friends. Whichever form love may take, its very nature is divine. The attraction that we feel for one another is the attraction of God dwelling in everyone. That is all the time our scripture says, no? Jaggovalko Maitreyi, in that conversation, he says, the husband does not love the wife for the wife, but for the Atman, which is pure. Main attraction is Atman. But people think, oh, I love her or him because he's so beautiful, because it is this, because it is that. No, because there is God. So that is the philosophy, this attraction we feel for one another is actually to understand that that attraction is because of God. And when the God's manifestation is not no more, you don't find God's manifestation, then you don't love that. Attraction to a beautiful flower is so long, it has its life. Behind the life is the life of life. That is called consciousness. That is called Atman, Satchidananda. So long you see the manifestation of Satchidananda in the gross eyes. We have no fine eye. If the fine eye is there, everywhere is that Satchidananda. But in my gross eye, I like beautiful blooming flower. Because there is life, there is it's growing, its color is beautiful, it smells beautiful. The same flower, after 2 days, when it withers out, no one looks at that. Everyone runs for the young people. Ah, beautiful. How beautiful is that girl, that boy? And when we become old, nobody looks at us. Because we are old, haggard. So that means, but forgetting that, and when it will die, they may cry, but they will quickly dispose the body to the cremation ground. Otherwise, it will smell bad. So whom you love then? Something was there inside, which is the source of attraction. The same body. Same body. Yesterday, today, we love the body. We treat it, we heal, we feed it, we nourish it, we relish it, we give it sleep, we put cream and everything. But if I die now, then what will happen? No one will put cream anymore. No one will feed anything in the mouth. And its mouth will not also be able to take. But how it was then alive? It was alive because of God. So this attraction we feel for each other, and the reaction also, attraction and repulsion, both are because of God. When I don't see my expected manifestation, we feel repelled from that. When we find favorable, we go close and think, it's so love and attraction and repulsion are not two totally different things. Mind comes in between And mind gives us the sense of likingness. Mind gives us the sense of disliking. Then it separates or it brings closeness. So this is the point. The attraction that we feel for one another is the attraction of God dwelling in everyone. But we are not aware of it. That's our ignorance. If you are aware, you are a Brahmogyan, you are a Bhakta, you are a real Bhakta. Huh? And not knowing, it is ordinary people, ignorant people. So the path of devotion is a way that everyone can follow easily, if only he can direct his love knowingly towards God. We feel attracted to things in the world, no? Sunset, sunrise, a flock of flies, birds are flying to their nests, huh? And they're playing, they're rolling, they're fighting. We enjoy all of them. But it is that because of what? Because of whom? We don't bring God into equation. We always say, see, the birds are happy. They're flying, they're what a beautiful design they have made, and they're flying like that. It is not that, because God is there. So when it is God is added into that connection, then it becomes devotion. So it is already there. We are lacking in giving a direction or making a connection. Wi-Fi is here, but you need to connect with the Wi-Fi. Then your computer will be working. This computer is working heartless. When it is connected, then you feel the joy of connection with God. We live the same life every day. Brahmagyanis will do the same work. But they will enjoy. And we work with crying and weeping and howling and suffering and pain. That is the point. Connected with God, it becomes so different. The same difficult, absolutely impossible to carry on will bring joy. I have done this for my beloved Lord. So in a human relationship it happens. Who for him? You can do hours and hours work and without you don't. But if you don't like him, then you give a glass of water, then you will be very angry. I have to give the glass of water. Huh? So much work I will do, and again to give a glass of water. So point is that love is to be injected there. That love is God only. So this is likes and dislikes come in between. So there is a beautiful prayer by a great sage. Prahlada said, Lord, may I attain that love for you that the worldly people have for the objects of the world. And, oh Lord, grant me that love. What? That love which worldly people have for worldly objects. And let my love be for you and you alone. Love finds its fulfillment only when we turn this love towards the one reality, whose very nature is love. So we have to turn our love towards you, towards God, where all are connected there. There is a beautiful song in Rabindranath Tagore's again and again. I sing many few songs I always refer. Dhai Janumor Shakol Balo Basha Prabhu Tumar Pane. Taito. Tumar Pane. O Lord, Dhai Janumor Sakol Bhalabasa. All my love. I love my pain. It runs well. I love my dress. I love my food. I love my bed. I love my friend. I love this flower. In every love, Dhai Janumor Sakol Bhalobasa Prabhu Tumar Pane. In all this, you are there. Everywhere you are there. That's why I love it. Only put you, O Lord, you. Huh? and all my aspirations, expectations, let it flow towards you. So put God into the position where we feel love, where we feel hatred. Put God there. It everything becomes madhur, sweet. Mm. Sweet and sour, that is good. Only sweet, sometimes it's monotonous. Sweet and sour is good. People love that type of food also. So, as you approach nearer and nearer to God, you will begin to feel His love in the same way that you feel the cool breeze of the ocean on a hot day as you come nearer to the ocean. So, if we can practice that way, the seeing, putting God in all our lovable objects and also my dejectable objects, God in a violent form, God in the sweet form. No? So if that can be brought into equation, then you can equanimity in your mind will come. Peace will come. You know the Lord is playing with me in diverse form, in the form of anger, in the form of affection, in the form of sweetness, in the form of sourness. It is God, 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 God. So they will feel like a person who is burning in heat, feels the cool breeze of the ocean, soothes the body. So this heart will be soothed, the bhakta will be pleased and soothed. And as you begin to feel God's love, your love for Him grow intensely. Huh? If we move one step, then you feel more and more love, more attraction. Then it is that you learn to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And you attain the vision of God in the lower form of samadhi. Huh? If one goes like that, people say, I had a vision. I saw Ramakrishna standing here. Some people I hear their experience. So, but that vision is coming how? Thinking of God, thinking of God, thinking of God in that way. Suddenly a flash of light comes. And that will intensify, that will intensify. And then it will be here, that will be here, that will be here, that will be there. Huh? So it is only what the content we have. It is starting a small business with a little money you have. You have a capital of maybe $10,000, you start a business. And one has $10 million, that's $5 billion, that's a different. But you have your stock, all this monetary condition, little love you have, start with that business. And develop that business of growing love and feeling that wherever I get a touch of love, it is God. And wherever I get rejection, that's also God. So let me see God. Let me see God. It is because there is nothing but God in the world. And I will have to connect myself in that love. And you attain the vision of God in and that is like a samadhi. Your moments flash of vision transforms the life. Many people cannot forget it. After 5 years, 10 years, they remember that what they have. Even it is, you may say, mental hallucination. It is not mental hallucination. If you can remember after 10 years, 5 years, 6 years, or 1 year, 5 months, and then that gives you joy. So we are getting like a lower type of samadhi. Just a touch. It is just getting a touch with the divine. Ultimately, you will attain the highest samadhi and reach your union with God. And then you will say, not I, but thou. The old man is gone, only thou remainest. I am thou. Huh? A state will come when you will feel that I is gone, and instead of I, thou have come. So the seeing God then will be thou art everywhere. Huh? So what a great possibility, but a grand possibility, because we are all carrying that love, which is only directed in a materialistic way. And with that love, not knowing it is God's love, we are feeling joy, feeling suffering, bereavement. How many people, let's just be very practical, how many people after married life, how many people get into fight and anger, frustration, this, that, and how many people get real, genuine affection and love with each other. But this is all love, play of love. Both attachment and detachment, everything is happening because of love of God. God is there. No one can play anymore with a dead body. So there is some live entity, and behind that live entity existence, there is consciousness, and behind that consciousness, there is love. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Brahman. Brahman cannot live, only existence cannot live there. Where there is existence, there is some manifestation, consciousness. And where there is consciousness, there is love. This table is existing. Because it is existing, it has some awareness of it. And because of that awareness, I like it or I dislike it. So that is the presence of Ananda. My mind explains. That's why we like. And mind does not like it that way, then we find it is rejected. Rejection. So now this is the point that this is the Anna Asmat Sulabham Bhakto. Another way also you can think that it is Sulabhai, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, 4 ways. Here it is said this is much easier because we are born inherent with this quality. No? But why it is so? It's a Karma Yoga. You have to do Karma Yoga is very difficult. Gita also said, Gahana Karmana Guti, because we think that we are doing karma selflessly, but selfish mood comes in between. Our friction comes in action, all friction. How many people can joyfully work together? 2 people can start together and then start fighting. Towards the beginning, there will be something. And for little thing, we get into fight. So, this karma yoga is not so easy. Your skill is there, but to remember all the time, I am doing for God, or I am no selfish motivation. It is Deho is working, Panchabhut is working with Panchabhuta. All this philosophy, it is theory. To understand that and to apply is difficult. That's why Bhakti.
Everybody gives thanks to feel joy.
If someone gives you thanks, then you are happy. And you did much, but nobody gives thanks. So, see, you suffer. You work and you suffer. After working, you suffer. But if you have bhakti, you did it, you feel it. With love, you did it, and you think that I did it for God. Yes, here is instant joy here. Then I say, I'll come to it. Then you see, Jnana Yoga. I'm Atman, I'm Brahman, I'm not the body, not the mind, not this, not this. How many moments you will remember that? If I stand and my back aches, I am the body. I'm not the body, but instantly I'm the body. So it is not so easy, Jnana Yoga path, to Vivek or Vairagya, to be a student of Vedanta, we need to know how to analyze it, how to discriminate it, and discriminating what is bad to throw away. Then I would do the Sama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Upurati, Shraddha, Samadhan, 6 treasures. I am to collect 6 treasures. How to do? Treasure is that my mind will be peaceful. I will be controlling my mind. I will be controlling my senses. My God, you start controlling your eyes, your ear goes in another direction. Here, who is coming there? You think of something else, then your other sense organs to control is easy. So Jnana Yoga is much difficult, no? And to think I'm Atman, little bit sweet or sour word can destroy my Atman. So that's why it is practically compared to him, Bhakti. I am now eulogizing Bhakti. I will give argument For Jnana also, when I say Jnana is easy. But here, Narada says Jnana, Bhakti is easy. Easy in the sense, the other competence, they need more tough competence. Like, going to school, any school, and you want to study art and literature is one thing, but you go to engineering school or medical school and you have to pass through a test, beginning state, to enter into the school. So much tough, it is difficult. So that's why, in that respect, bhakti is easy because we are born with love in our heart. We know, oh, I got the love from my mom and dad, and I know what is love. I also want to love something. I know what is love. It is there, but we do not know how to use it properly. And then karma, jnana, and dhyana. Dhyana is how easy. You sit down for meditation and come out after 1 hour. I sat for meditation. But what did you think all this time? Where was your meditation? So it is not so easy. So that's why in all these aspects, here Narada says bhakti is easier and we can follow that. Okay? I end here today and we'll start from 59.
59.
Today we did 58.
57.
57 we did it other day, if not anyhow 57, 58. Tomorrow, next day, we'll do 59. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So next class will be our Santi Gita at 7:30 today. Hope to see you then. And if you have any questions, then we'll go. I see here is one. Ulka has put a question. While practice peso is the same thing.
No, this is different.
Acha. So it says, while we practice seeing God in all people and all works, how do prioritize our duties in daily life? Duty towards parents, children, office people, and devotee friends. That is true. We have so many things come in our life. How, whom to attend now? That we have to put our practical sense. Suppose in front of someone, the child is crying. So yes, to take care of this child will be the priority. God in the form of this child. And your friend is calling them, well, say, sorry, I will attend to you later on. But mentally think that God is in my friend also, God is in my child also. So if I have to cook meal for family, I have to prioritize that I am cooking for the Lord. So main thing is that those priorities is to be dependent on the importance of the seriousness of the particular time. But major idea is that we have to think that I'm doing for God with love. But we most of the time cannot keep that spirit. We do work, we get exhausted, we get tired, and we feel that, oh, what a loss. My whole day is gone. I did this, I did that, I did that. But if we think, what a fortune, whatever I worked for the Lord so hard today. Oh, thank God you make this instrument. So work hard. Thank you. And you feel joy. The same thing, same physical expense, same travel body will go. But if we think that I'm doing for God, no, not for anyone. So that makes us spiritual. That makes us a bhakta. So what you said, my response will be, whatever comes in front, that should be the priority. This is it has just, this is also the ideal of karma yoga. It says one should not run after work, but whatever comes before him as a duty, he does that and with proper attitude and leaves the result in the feet of the Lord. So devotion is same. Whatever I am doing, unconsciously or consciously, I am serving God. And how to prioritize? According to need, as in the hospital. You go to the emergency. No. If someone goes to the emergency, you see that there are 5 people are waiting. One has broken the leg, and another is in heart problem. The priority goes to whom? Even the pain in the person whose leg is broken is serious, but heart patient gets the priority. So those are all to be decided what is to be taken first and second. But if we know through all this service I am serving God, so from my side it is equal. God has come to me in the form of fractured patient, or God has come in the heart patient, or God has come for a bleeding patient, whatever. So what is important, according to that priority one decide. But if the spirit is there that I am serving God, then it becomes bhakti yoga, and it's a very satisfying practice. And to see God then easily will happen. Seeing God everywhere is the goal of bhakti yoga, and that will come gradually if we start practicing like that. Whatever comes, I do my duty, and I think that is not for, I am not done for anyone. I'm not done for this boss or that master, but I am done for my beloved Ramakrishna, or my beloved mother, or my beloved Shiva, or my beloved Christ, or my beloved Allah. Think any way you like, then that will be the bhakti practice.
This first two question, though two different people, but they are related, it seems.
Is bhakti yoga necessary, or is it enough with jnana yoga? You know, and second question is, are not they supposed to meet? Yes. What is the fastest way to forgive the people who have hearty patch? Okay, that's we'll come to the next. But first is bhakti yoga necessary? Uh, is bhakti yoga necessary, or is it enough with jnana yoga? You know, jnana, if we say jnana, what is jnana yoga? Jnana yoga says that this world is unreal, God is real. No? So there also, if we know that God is real, then only I will be able to love God. If God is only real, then I will try to reach God. So Jnana Yoga includes Bhakti Yoga also there. No yoga is independent. I try to understand this big question. No yoga is independent. Though I am emphasizing Bhakti Yoga, that's why I say Bhakti is easier. But in each yoga, if we analyze, we'll find that there is a connection. There is a connection. Bhakti yoga, jnana. Bhakti needs jnana. Bhakti, my love, is here, but I should know that it is God. This knowledge is necessary. I am Atman, I am Brahman. This is only, if only saying will not do, you need some love, connection. That's why you become practicing, I am not the body, I am the Atman, I am the Atman. So you need, there is a need of finding that bhakti. So bhakti and jnana cannot be separated that way. One includes the other. And they meet together. As you said, that yes, bhakti and jnana ultimately meets in a point where bhakti's goal is what? Seeing God everywhere. Jnana's goal is what? Sarvam Khalidam Brahma, to experience. Same. Upanishad talks about the same thing. So this is the point, that jnana and bhakti ultimately merge into one. Though in the beginning stage, one's journey is emphasized on singing, dancing, repeating the God's name, and praying, and trying to think that everything I am doing is for God. And Jnana Yoga will be, I'm not the body, not the mind, not the soul, but I am the Atman. So ultimately they may merge in the same, though two paths apparently seem to be different. But in our Vedanta tradition, we say, practice bhakti, practice jnana, practice meditation, practice selfless work every day, so that 24 hours become a holistic spiritual practice. And all are related to God and God alone. Okay? So now, The other question, it has vanished. Oh, yeah. What is the fastest way to forgive the people who have hurt you? The same formula we can apply. Who have hurt me? Somebody hurt me. But if we think that, oh, in him is also God, or in her also God, only the mind, his or her mind was clouded, and he misunderstood, and he misbehaved with me. But who is playing with me? Who, who have done so much harm to me? In him is God. His clouded mind or his immature mind troubled me and created trouble for my suffering. No? He created all this suffering. How to forget? See God in him, and from a distance, if you want, keep at a distance. Don't get involved into it. But you should not hate him. We should not hate. This is a practice. It's very difficult. Who have harmed me, how can I see? How can I forgive? Forgiveness, yes, we ought automatically forgive. Our memory is not that deep. What has happened in my early childhood with some friend, that time it was very serious. Do I remember till now? Better to forget. Bhranti rupena samastita. In the Chundi, we chant Ya Devi Sarva Bhutesu, that mother who in every being lives in the form of Bhranti, delusion, error. So that means mother is there. Mother in the form of delusion, covering and then back. So this same philosophy of bhakti can be applied to forgive someone. Yes.
No, I was thinking
No.
that if somebody hurts, people that have faith in God, first of all, it is very painful. People say, oh, you should be above it. It's not that easy to be above it. At that time, I think the best to you understand and little comfort to strengthen. But this kind of talk, oh, you are, careful, so on, you should be mostly practical advice, I feel. But when you have faith in God, at that time, if you think happening because of my good, because it is bringing out the negativity for which we were born, so that we can get rid of the negativity. For me, I find that was the best.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That person,
If someone has hurt me, I think, oh, he is bringing out, making me better, making me a better devotee to withstand this onslaught. In life, these are the testing ground whether I have developed much or not. If I react immediately, that one, and if I can really analyze it differently and see the play of God, then I have advanced much. So bad situations come, and in that bad situation, people react differently. One will react angrily, immediately, a very huge thing out of a small thing. And then sometimes you will find that you are capable of handling that peacefully, and you are growing. Your mind is clean, and you are thinking, oh, this is to make me great. This is happening for my good. So spiritual attitude will be there.
Anybody say, oh, you should be above it, that makes me more angry.
Yes, above is good if we can, but we are human, but it's okay. Anger is also good. Oh, some question also.
No more question there.
Okay. Another question is it possible to outsource all personal responsibility to God with Bhakti Yoga? Yes, of course. Responsibility that only we have to understand. We are outsourcing all personal. The question is it possible to outsource within quote all personal responsibility to God with Bhakti Yoga? Yes, that is called the highest level of bhakta. They outsource everything to God. yoga, kshema, they don't try to procure their own food for sustenance. They don't want to preserve anything for tomorrow. God will provide. God will do. That's for the highest category of
At
devotee.
that time, you don't have the
But,
person.
but here is it possible? Yes, but in our day-to-day life, we have responsibility because we are not in that level. In all the places, I have my responsibility. I feel what I want. I feel what I don't want. What is my duty? So in that case, we will have to perform our duty, and doing that duty should be done, and the result should be given to God. And it's to be thought that it is for God only I did. I offer it to God. So responsibility to God is a good thing. All responsibility ultimately, oh Lord, it is yours. I have done only with that, whatever strength you have given me, whatever power you have given me, I have done that much. So I offer it to you. So totally, a egoless person can do that. A person, a devotee who has no more ego, who in his life God's ego has taken possession, so he has no responsibility. He can, but as a practice, yes, we can do that. Duty, performing our all activities, we can really offer it to God. Say, "Oh Lord, let Thy will be done." Okay, I have done this, and you take this charge of everything. You take charge of everything. In life, it is really difficult sometimes to do by yourself. So we do that. When we try and fail, then we come to Thakur. Oh, you do something in our frustrated life situation. But we have to understand that every practice, every day we can utilize our time by offering every responsibility to Him. You only say, I am my instrument. Oh, you take the responsibility. Make me your instrument. I have no thy ultimate responsibility. Responsibility is yours. So this is your instrument. Make me thy instrument. Be an instrument in the hand of God. If that can be done, then you can outsource the responsibility. But so long I have my ego, you cannot do that. So practice is necessary.
But my question is that in that context, if I have the sense of my personal responsibility, I as person I stand, then how it can be done?
Yeah, so long your ego is there, you
So
cannot.
this means the personal responsibility
But personal,
cannot.
impersonal, your ego is there, you cannot give up till then. But we can improve in that journey. That how much ego less, so much will be surrender, so much responsibility can be given. Yes, in that's a good practice. Whatever responsibility, but don't think that laziness will give that state. We'll have to fulfill our responsibility as best as we can, and we'll have to say, "Oh Lord, I didn't do anything. This instrument of yours, make me thy instrument. Let me look at you and let the body work according to your instruction." That is the responsibility transfer you can do. Otherwise, you cannot do anything. No. Ego, with ego, parallelly, we cannot move together. Will come by if we really make it a practice every day for God and God only, and suffering, surrendering everything. Oh Lord, it is your responsibility. In the office, someone is working, some problem has come. A genuine devotee will say, "Oh Lord, this responsibility is yours. So guide me. How you want me to solve this problem?" That means not you, but thou. If you can transfer the responsibility, then he will give. Swami Vivekananda used to get exhausted by talking and lecturing. Tomorrow, what he will speak? How many new thoughts can come? He was an instrument. Responsibility is given. It is not my responsibility to speak. It is your responsibility. You have brought me here. You take care of it. And night time he's listening as Sri Ramakrishna came and he's talking all these points, what to be lectured, what point by point by point. And next day he's a fresh person, all responsibility. Yeah, I have no responsibility. It is his responsibility to surrender that in every day is a very high level. But we can practice that also genuinely with all sincere effort. Okay, so thank you all for these questions. These are very interesting. And Mother bless us all. Thank you. We'll meet again 7:30 April.